Anya here. I'm back with another video for Ophelia Talks, and as you might remember, a few weeks ago I bought this sort of huge tub-like storage basket from Aldi. It's a pet toy storage tub, but it's really sturdy. It stands up and it's huge inside, so I decided I would get one. I didn't get one to start with, but then I did for my wool storage, because I'm thinking it would hold my wool balls really nicely. There would be even space for my crochet hooks and and any finished bits that you might have made. So yeah, so this is the front of it. So obviously we don't want those pictures necessarily on there. But yeah, I like the colour here, and I really like the handles, so I thought, well, I can surely cover this up. So what have I done? Let me just put my tripod down again. I have made this. So there's three grannies. So two normal granny squares and one with a flower. Now you could obviously make just three normal granny squares. That's perfectly fine. Or you could make three with the big flower in the middle. And I'm planning on hot gluing them on. Those were the little pencil marks that you might have noticed on the bag. So I'm going to hot glue that on, but before I do that, I am going to show you how to do this flower. I am sure that you will know, or you can find on my channel, you can find one to do a normal granny square. So let's get on and do this flower tutorial for you. These are the colours that I used: duck egg, storm blue, violet, wisteria, buttermilk and parchment. I have used a 3.5. I always use a 3.5, so maybe you need a 4, but it's on the wool it's prescribed as a 4. So we are going to start with the middle of our flower, and I am going to do a slip knot and a chain of 4. One, 2, 3, 4. Then I'm going to go into the first chain and turn it into a circle, like so, with a slip stitch, and then I chain up 2, and I am going to do 16 double crochets. Now I do 15 and a slip stitch, because that then gives me 16 V's all around the edge of my work. So I will see you when you have got your 16 V's. I have my 15 V's, and now I have those 2 chains here, which I don't generally touch. I go into there and I do a slip stitch. This then gives me a sort of a V above that chain, and that's my 16th V, and now I don't have to worry about skipping one. We are going to cut off the wool, and now we are going to do the preparation for our petals. So I'm going to do another slip stitch, insert my hook, and I am going to insert, and I'll try and sort of skip this one because that will make things a little bit easier. So insert into the one just before your end. So do a single crochet, then you do 2 chains, you skip a stitch, and you do a single crochet in the next stitch. 2 chains, skip, single crochet in the next, all the way around. I'm at the end of my round. I have 1 stitch left, which is right. Then here I've got my next single crochet. So in here, in the standing stitch, we are going to do a slip stitch after our 2 chains. There we go. And I just need to pull that one here because it opened up a little bit. Okay, so we now have this. We are going to cut it off. And now we are going to make the petals, and the petals are in violet. I love this colour. That's just the purple I really like. Slip knot on your hook, tighten it round your hook, and now we are going to work in the chain 2 spaces. So I always like to start right before where I finished. So into this chain 2 space we are going to do a single crochet, a half double crochet, 3 double crochets, 2, 3, a half double crochet, and a single. And that is 1 petal made. We are now going to repeat that all the way round. So single, half double, 3 doubles, a half double, and a single. Oopsie, and a single. Okay, so you should have 8 petals all around, and I will meet you when you do. I've just done my last single crochet in there, and now I am just going to go into that first standing single crochet that we did in the starting one, and I just do a slip stitch to close up the round. So that is our flower made. I think it's a really nice flower. It's nice and flat, although the petals will stand up because obviously it is not going to be attached to our square. So look, we've got loose petals. That's what sort of they can stand up, because now we are going to attach the granny square to the petals. Do you see what I mean? Probably not, but never mind. Let's get on with it. So we've got our flower. Now we are going to turn it over, and with a new colour. I like to do it with the new colour that we are going to use, because it'll be easier to see the difference, certainly for the video as well, but also when you don't exactly know what you're doing, it'll be easier when you see the different colours. So what I would like to do is we have 2 single crochets on each side of this little single crochet there. See? And there are 2 things here that we can pick up. So this one and that one. Can you see that? So above the single crochet in the violet there are 2 little legs that we can catch, and I do a single crochet there. Then I do 2 chains, and I go to the next petals and I pick up the same bits there, and I do a single crochet around there, 2 chains. And again, here, we find those 2 legs that we are going to pick up, and you do a single crochet around there. 2 chains. Again, next lot. There we go. And yeah, I find it easier to do this with a different colour, because then you can see what you're doing. And here we go again. So I will meet you when you've done all of your chains. 1, 2. I'm at the end of my round and I'm ready for my slip stitch. There you go. Now we are going to turn our work so that the right side is facing us again, or the good side. And now we are going to continue as if we had been doing a granny square all along. So we are going to chain up 1, 2, 3, and in this chain space here we are going to make a corner. So a corner in a granny square is 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets. Then in the next chain space we are going to treat that as a side. So we are just going to do 3 double crochets. The next chain space here is going to be a corner. So, oops, that's yarning over. We are going to treat that as a corner. So we are going to do 3 double crochets, 2 chains, and 3 double crochets. So this is how you're going to work your way around. We are going to do a side again, so that's just 3 double crochets and then a corner again, and so on. And that should give you the exact size of your 3rd row of a granny square. So you can pair these up with other granny squares, because obviously if you've made them in the same, you know, wool and the same hook, they should be the same size. Let me just finish this corner here and I will show you what I mean. So this is sort of my 2 corners already done, okay, and here you can see that this duck egg is the same size as this violet here. So I put that round, or I put it on there, see, and that will make that 3rd row, and then you do your other rows around it. So it is quite convenient, because obviously this means you can, you know, you can tally, no, what am I trying to say? You can combine, oh dear me, you can combine these squares together and they will end up being the same size, and that will make it easier to attach them together. So that is a flower, and the rest is really like a normal granny square. Then I have joined them together with a join as you go with the parchment, and they are now ready to be put on to my pet toy tub. So here I am gluing the bit onto my tub, so I'm just putting it onto the marks that I made earlier to where I want it to be placed, and I'm just gluing the corners now and the side, and then I sort of work my way along the bit so that I have done all the sides and down the sides in the middles as well, so that, you know, the bits where the squares are attached to one another. So I'm making sure that it is attached really well, that there's not a little bit sort of, you know, left that can start sort of, you know, coming undone. But to be honest, I mean, I don't mind, it's just for me, so it doesn't have to be perfect. So I just did a line there so it would be attached, so it wouldn't sort of you know, sag down almost. But to be honest, you know, yes, it is for me. If it comes undone, I'll just put some more glue on it. I didn't want to put too much on because I wasn't sure how the acrylic would react, but it was fine. The hot glue isn't obviously hot enough to melt the acrylic or anything like that, so it's fine. There we are. And that was done. So I now have a lovely tub, no more pet signs on there, no more dog paws. My cats will be pleased. And there is the wool that's in there. There's 12 balls in there, so that will serve me as a nice basket to take around the house with my crochet in it. So thank you very much for watching, and I hope this was helpful. Bye.